All right. Hi, I'm Ricky. I am one half of the Tender Trainers. So at the Tender Trainers, we help subcontractors. We train them on tendering effectively. So our goal is to help make this process as simple and successful as possible, so you can win those bigger contracts with less stress. I try to do this on a regular basis. So feel free to jump on and DM me or drop a question in, anything like that. Right, without further ado, let's get into it. So, what I've chosen to talk about today is around how to get good, accurate results from using freelance estimators. So, we need the price to be accurate for your company, right? Otherwise, we're risking underpricing and you not being able to build the job for that price. Unfortunately, I've had a few conversations with companies where exactly this has happened. They've used a freelance estimator to price a job, they've won the job, they've built the job, and unfortunately, they've got a loss from it. Now, let me start by saying that I'm not against using outsourced estimators, freelance estimators. Your time is limited, and as a company, as you grow, you can't do everything. So there is a place to use freelance estimators on an ad hoc basis to jump in and help lighten the load, particularly as you're growing and more work might be coming your way. What I want to stress, however, is that it's risky for the freelance estimator who doesn't understand your business. They're not incorporated into your team. When they don't understand your business and how you operate, if they price the job in isolation without any of your input, we are potentially coming to a price that's not reflective of what you can actually do the job for. So, what's the best approach? How do we ensure accurate pricing from our freelance estimators? So, it's pretty simple, right? You need to be guiding the estimator to come to the right price for your company. How do we do this? Right, I'm going to go through a list here of what we should be doing with our freelance estimators to get them to the right price for you. Now, firstly, what I want to talk about, and importantly, is we want an estimator who is going to build the job up with your actual rates, not get rates from a rate book. So if you're engaging a freelance estimator, this is probably a question I would be asking them: where do you get your rates from? And if they just say we have a rate book, that to me is a warning flag, because they're using a rate from an industry standard. I would much rather be using a rate that you actually get. So, how are we doing this? Item 2 is we provide the freelance estimator with a list of your suppliers, and we make sure that they're getting the material and the subcontractor quotes from these actual suppliers that you will actually use on the job. We want the estimator to go to your actual suppliers to get the rates. And that kind of reflecting on what I said first, we don't want these rates from a rate book. We want to use the rates from your actual suppliers. The estimator can do this for you as well. They can go to your suppliers. You just got to tell them who to go to for what. Point 3 is we want to ensure that the labor and the plant rates that the estimator using also reflect what you actually pay. So you should know how much each of your labor costs you, whether they be in-house or they're freelance themselves. We should know how much those elements cost you. We should know how much it costs to hire plant as well, or if it's your in-house plant, how much that plant costs you. And we need the estimator to also be using these rates. So we want them to use your actual labor rates, we want them to use your actual plant rates, and we want them to get material rates from your actual suppliers. Right? Point 4 is I would be completing a program yourself. So create the program for the job, how long you need to build the job properly. And I would be providing them this program as well as the actual crew that you will use. So is it a laborer, two skilled people, so two skilled employees, so a crew of 3? Is it a crew of 6 with 2 laborers and 4 skilled? Whatever it is, provide them with the actual crew that you're going to use to complete the job and the program that you are going to build it to, or you can build it to. Again, so what we're doing in this step is we want them to make sure that we have the allowance for the actual crew that you will use to complete the job that to the program that you've created. Point 5 here is we want to provide them with the prelims that you're actually going to use. Don't let them tell you the prelims that you want to use. You should know this. Is it a non-working supervisor? Is it a part-time PM, for example? Are you going to provide cabins? Who are they from? Is it wealth and welfare, etc.? We should have an idea of this as well, and we can provide them that information. My point 6 is we need to provide them with your actual overheads as well for your company and the profit that you want to use as well. Don't let them just pick an overhead percentage that they'll use, an OH&P percentage. We should know what our overheads are for our company. It's different for every company, and we should be using the accurate overheads for your actual company. Now, there shouldn't be any guesswork in the figures that I've just talked about here. And if you're not sure about any of them, you need to do the exercise to work it out, right? No guesswork with these figures. We should know them as a company. Now, when you provide the estimator with this information, you will be guiding them to come to the right price for your company and for that actual job, using the actual suppliers that you will actually use on that job, not just something out of a rate book, which is what we want to avoid. And lastly, and very importantly as well, you should be reviewing the price, right? Compiled by the estimator, asking them questions. What's this? How did you get to that? What does this include? You should know. You should have your fingers in there and not just sign it off without looking at it. Have a review of it, understand it, make sure it's right, and if necessary, make adjustments based on what you find. Now, when I train my clients on putting together stronger tenders, ensuring that we get the price right for your company, even if you outsource it, this is a really important element, right? So, in summary, the final price and the build-up, this is your responsibility, no matter who does it for you. It's still your responsibility at the end of the day, and it needs to reflect your company. Simply trusting the estimator and not having any input it's like handing the keys over to your business. When you guide the price and you review it and you make sure that it's right for you, you're setting up for a successful and a profitable project. All right, that is it for today. Stay tuned. I try and do the lives on a regular basis, so I'll cover another impactful tendering topic soon. If you found this useful, check out our YouTube channel, The Tender Trainers. Got a bunch more free content on there. And we also hold our monthly Tender Talk, which is our free training session. The next one is in about a month's time. So, or might be a bit less actually. But DM me if you want to come to that one. I'll make sure you get the invite. Thank you and see you again soon.